Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Another video, one of those sit down videos, and this time I'm making this video upon request from one of the viewers who reached out to me on Instagram and asked me to make this video. And I don't know the name and I don't know the person, there was no picture or anything, so I can't even thank you for asking me to make this video. So the video is about overcoming hard times, failures, and how to start again. Like the rest of the world, my life isn't perfect. I've had numerous ups and downs, more downs than ups. What you see on social media and YouTube is a snippet of my life. It's not my full life, and there are plenty of really dark and horrible points and depressions and sadnesses in my life as well. I just choose not to share them on the internet because people don't want to see sadness. They just want to see happy things, because you come to the internet to escape from reality and to freshen up and feel good, and if you see misery, it just puts you off. Overcoming hard times, it's a very broad subject because hard times could be emotional, could be financial, could be work related. So hard times just means there are difficult points in your life that you're struggling to deal with. My first advice to you is don't look at hard times or failures as negative things, because when you think of them as negative things, the reaction that your body and your brain creates is also negative, and it puts you in a bad mood. The first thing to think about is this is an experience, it's part of life. I'll give you an example. If you have a bad manager who makes your life difficult, instead of thinking, oh, my life is difficult and I'm working for a bad manager, I want to get out of this, think of this as a learning curve. Because in the real world of corporations and businesses and arts, doesn't matter which field you choose, it's made up of people, it's not robots and computers. And people are different, and most of them have issues of their own. Some of them are smart enough to separate their personal life from the work life, and then the issues don't impact their work. But then there are, I would say, 95% of others who just pass it on. If they had a miserable day, they'd take it out on someone else. And subconsciously or psychologically, it makes them feel better about themselves, because when someone else is miserable, they feel slightly better. I don't know how it works, I'm not a psychologist, but that's how it is. So when you come across something that is difficult, think of this as a learning curve. There are a couple of things you should tell yourself. First, this is the situation I'm in, this is my reaction, this is how I'm dealing with it. How could I do it better? How could I do it differently that it wouldn't impact me psychologically? Second thing would be, when you are on the flip side of this coin, and there's someone else on the other side, remember how you felt, so you don't treat people badly. It's one of those things, people who are abused as children, when they become parents, they are abusive to their kids. That cycle keeps going on. I'm not saying it applies to everyone, but that's kind of the general story. So if you are a bad manager, you manage your staff badly, they learn from you, and then they end up treating their staff badly, and the cycle goes on. So break the cycle. Hardships and failures. So again, failures in life are just experiences. We see them as failures because the society and the culture has made us believe that it's all about winning and losing. It's a very American thing. I don't think in Europe it's the same concept as winners and losers. Some people have abilities, others don't. So it's not a competition. It's about doing your bit, contributing to the world in whatever shape or form you can. So there's no need to think about things as failures. If you want to achieve something and you don't succeed, think of this as an experience. The first of the many steps that you are going to take to achieve that goal, and it could be you took one route, you think of it as failure, but it's actually just a route that you tried, you learned from it, and next time it'll be better, and it will get better and better and easier and easier. So failures are just experiences in my point of view. I've had numerous failures in my life, and a lot of people are so scared of failures that they don't end up doing anything, because as long as you delay something and postpone it, you don't have to deal with the failure. An example of that would be some people don't apply for jobs because they're too scared to be rejected and turned down. As long as they don't apply, they don't get rejection. So it kind of keeps them in a positive mental state, and they keep thinking, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, because they're delaying that. You can use that example for anything. People try to avoid things that will give them a negative result. My advice to you would be to do it quickly, do it fast, try it, fail early and learn from it, and try again and move on, because failure isn't anything, it's just part of the learning curve and the experience. And the quicker you fail, the quicker you move on and be successful and succeed in doing whatever you're doing. The last point that this individual asked me to talk about is restarting again, or once you've experienced a failure, how to come out of that. Now, there's certain things that we have to be realistic about. You'll see all these videos on the internet which will tell you can achieve anything, you can do anything, blah, blah, blah. That's a very positive, motivational speech that people give you to make you feel better. And yes, I would say the same. You can achieve pretty much anything, but within reason. There are limits to it. If I say I will become, I don't know, a heavyweight champion, I don't think I would. I'm 5'8" and I am a small, skinny person. It will take me years and years and years, and even then I will never be able to become a heavyweight champion. There are certain things we can do and certain things we can't do. We have to be realistic about our capabilities. And whatever we're capable of, we can be the best in that field. This is something I keep saying to people. You should work to the best of your abilities and everything else will fall in place. If you work really hard and if you do the work to the best of your abilities, money and benefits and all the other things will automatically follow. If you chase money, you won't get it. Money is a byproduct of success, so try to be successful and good at what you do. Everything else will follow. I would say it's very nice and amazing to have great ambitions. And everyone should have great ambitions and try to achieve the best they can. But back to the reality of the world, if I want to be a supermodel doing catwalk, it's not going to happen because I don't have the looks, the physique, the height, all of those things that are the bare minimum requirements. If you don't meet the bare minimum requirements, stop following that goal, because you're just setting yourself up for failure and disappointment. You should try to do things that you're good at. And it's something I've said in one of my previous videos. People say, if you're bad at something, try again, work harder, and you'll get better. If you're down here, you work really hard and you get here. That's a mediocre, let's say. Someone else who's actually very good at doing this, works hard at this level, will get up to this level. So I always recommend your weaknesses, find other people in your surroundings, in your social circle, in your business environment, who can help you move forward and support you with your weaknesses. You should focus on your strengths, because if your strengths are here, your weaknesses are here, you work hard on your weaknesses, you bring them here, waste of time. But if you're here in your strengths and you work hard at them, you get to exceptional level. So it's better not to be a mediocre, but better to be exceptional. And the only exceptional level you will achieve is by focusing on your strengths. So starting again, if you tried something and you failed and you had a disaster, maybe you need to revisit what you were doing wrong and whether this is one of your key skills, whether it's your core set. Sometimes we have our inner values that lie inside of us that will prevent us from doing certain things, and we may not be happy doing it. So, I mean, I could give you numerous examples of that, but I'm sure you can work this out on your own, that if your heart is not in it, then it doesn't matter how much effort you put into it, you're not going to be happy. Job satisfaction, work satisfaction is very important. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what I went through in my life, there was a time when I switched from medicine to technology and business transformation and project management. And September 11th happened, and all the companies within New York who lost a lot of money started laying off their staff. I lost my job and I was unemployed, and I didn't change my lifestyle. I thought, tomorrow I'll get another job. I was very young and naive, and I didn't have much money, so I built up heavy debts over that 10-11 month period, and I just didn't get a job. Eventually, when I did, I was very scared of going back into that dark place where I didn't have money and I was in debt and I was stressed. So moving forward, I made sure that I created a safety net that was enough to keep me going for a year if something went wrong. Sometimes it's good to have no fallback plans because it makes you very resilient and hardworking and ambitious. And unfortunately, I didn't have a family when I was growing up that was supportive, and eventually I left home and I was on my own. So for me, there was no choice. It was do or die. If I didn't survive on my own, then I'd be under a bridge. And that was kind of the driver for me to be the best at everything that I do and be very successful, because I knew that my friends, if they messed up, they lost their jobs or things, they would go back home to their parents. I had no parents to go home to. So if I didn't succeed, I would lose my house or I would lose my job, and then I would be on the street. So sometimes those things keep us motivated and driven. There is no right or wrong answer. There is no one size fits all. It's just whatever applies to one person may not apply to another. The key thing to remember is find your strengths and know your weaknesses, but don't focus on them. Let someone else fill the gap of your weaknesses. So if you're not good at marketing, if you're good at technology, work in the technology sector. Find someone else in your company to do the marketing stuff, because if you spend too much time figuring it out, you'll be a very mediocre marketing manager and not the best. So you should hire someone who loves doing that. Just an example of fulfilling your weaknesses with other people who have those right skills. I hope this video was of some use, because it's very hard to make a video that's specific because this is such a broad subject and a very generic topic. Let me know in the comments below if you think this was useful, if you think you want me to elaborate on something else. I'm always happy to hear from my viewers. Thank you very much for reaching out and asking me to do this. So until the next one, thanks for watching.